The strange thing about Christmas decor is how perfect it looks in photos, until it makes your own living room feel tighter, louder, and a little less like home. Maribell Sunnemoor, 68, remembers that feeling vividly. After 4 decades delivering holiday parcels through Vermont winters, she knows how comforting small, familiar spaces can be. Which is why the year she copied a trendy magazine layout still makes her laugh. She walked into her own living room one morning and realized it didn't feel like hers anymore. Too staged. Too busy. Too much to keep up with. And before we go on, if this already feels a little familiar, tap like and hit the new hype button. Seniors' voices deserve space on YouTube, and every hype helps this message rise where more people our age can find it. Maribell says that moment pushed her to rethink everything she put out during the holidays. And the first decor trend she let go of? Well, that one tends to surprise just about everyone. Let's start there. Decor 1. The all-white winter wonderland. Maribell Sunnemoor once tried the trend everyone on social media was raving about, the winter white Christmas. It started innocently with a soft snowy throw she found on clearance, but by the time she finished decorating, her entire living room looked like a blizzard had settled inside. White candles, white wreaths, white stockings, white pillows, even her rocking chair wore a white slipcover. At first glance, it looked elegant. But within a few hours she realized something was off. The room didn't feel calm, it felt confusing. For seniors, especially those noticing subtle shifts in vision, too much white can flatten the space. Maribell found herself losing the edges of furniture she had walked around for years. Her coffee table disappeared into the pale rug, and her sofa blended into the wall. When evening light hit the room, everything felt soft-focused, almost hazy, like she was watching her own life through frost. Her friends came over for cookies that week and teased her for creating the North Pole's waiting room. It made her laugh, but deep down she felt uneasy. Instead of comfort, the whiteness created a subtle sense of imbalance. Too bright, too cold, and strangely disorienting. The following Christmas, she made a change. She wanted serenity without the snow blindness, so she crafted what she now calls her soft birch palette. Instead of stark white, she leaned into creamier tones, the gentle greens of winter evergreens, and a touch of warm amber lighting. Suddenly, her living room felt grounded again. The soft glow of amber bulbs helped define shapes instead of washing them out. Creams added warmth without overwhelming brightness. And the muted greens reminded her of Vermont's quiet December woods. To Maribell, this shift wasn't just about color, it was about memory. She said the palette brought back the birch trees behind her childhood home, those tall, soft-colored trunks standing calm against long winters. They were never perfect, she said. But they felt steady. They felt like home. And that's exactly what her living room became again. Familiar, welcoming, and easy to move through. For seniors who want festive beauty without sacrificing clarity or comfort, Maribell's experience is a gentle reminder that trends are suggestions, not instructions. A home should feel lived in, not staged for a catalogue, and the right colors can make all the difference. Decor 2. Oversized Christmas trees. The memory still makes Maribell laugh softly to herself. One Christmas, determined to bring back the old magic, she bought a towering artificial tree that nearly scraped the ceiling. It looked enchanting in the store, grand, glittering, dramatic. But once it crossed her doorway, it swallowed her living room whole. Her grandson tried to pass by with a plate of cookies and had to twist his entire body sideways so the branches wouldn't snag his sweater. Even the cat gave the thing one suspicious look and chose a different route altogether. What seemed festive quickly turned into a quiet frustration. The massive branches blocked the gentle airflow she relied on to keep her space comfortable. The living room felt cramped, shadows fell differently, and moving between the sofa and the hallway became more of a careful shuffle than her usual steady stride. She realized she was tiptoeing around a decoration, something that should have brought ease and joy, not extra caution. In a home where clear walkways and breathable space matter more each year, the tree had unintentionally introduced risk and stress. But there was an emotional layer too. As she later reflected, the huge tree felt like she was trying to recreate a chapter of her life that no longer matched the rhythm of her days. In her younger years, she had wide rooms, loud gatherings, and a place for every oversized decoration. Now, she wanted warmth, not size. Comfort, not clutter. Meaning, not spectacle. So the following year, she shifted her approach entirely. Instead of reaching for a bigger tree, she chose a smaller one that brought out something deeper and more personal. She called it her heritage tree. Not a miniature novelty, but a thoughtfully sized tabletop tree that brought brightness without taking over the room. Its presence was gentle, inviting, and perfectly scaled to her space. The real charm came from the ornaments she hung on it. Pieces from different parts of her life, small tokens from past postal routes, tiny gifts made by neighborhood children, little trinkets collected over decades. Each one sparked a memory she hadn't visited in years. When her family gathered, they didn't feel squeezed or crowded. Instead, they drew closer, leaning in to ask about an ornament and discovering the story behind it. The smaller tree didn't shrink the holiday. It made the season feel more authentic, more connected, and more soothing. It turned her home into a place where the past could be honored without overwhelming the present. What ornament in your home holds your favorite memory? Decor 3. Heavy, shedding garlands. Maribell Sunnemoor remembers the first time she tried the grand, overstuffed garlands that everyone seemed to be using. She draped one along her mantle, imagining the room bathed in pine-scented holiday magic. At first, it looked spectacular, lush, green, and alive with red berries and twinkling lights. But within hours, reality set in. The garland was heavier than she expected, and tiny pine needles began to tumble to the floor like snow. By the afternoon, she found herself crouched on the carpet, picking out hundreds of prickly fragments one by one. Her cat, curious and mischievous, batted at the needles, scattering them further. What should have been a cozy, festive touch turned into a chore that stole the quiet, relaxing feeling she loved about the season. Beyond the shedding, the garlands themselves were cumbersome. The weight made them slide off the mantle whenever she adjusted a candle or shifted a picture frame. She caught herself holding her breath, afraid the greenery might topple onto the fireplace, or worse, onto her carefully arranged ornaments. Seniors often seek decor that adds warmth without creating hazards or extra strain, and these oversized, heavy garlands failed on both counts. The turning point came when Maribell realized she didn't have to sacrifice beauty for safety. The following year, she chose lightweight greenery, mixing in soft yarn ribbons that added color and texture without the risk of sliding or shedding. The new garlands were easy to drape and stayed in place effortlessly. Even the cats left them alone, and Maribell could enjoy her space without constant bending, sweeping, or adjusting. But it wasn't just practical, it was deeply emotional. The softer palette, the delicate curves of the ribbons, and the way the light caught the greenery reminded her of Vermont winters she remembered as a child. Soft, quiet, and serene. It feels gentle, she says, the way winter actually feels in Vermont. The transformation wasn't just about ease or safety. It was about recreating a sense of calm and warmth in a home she truly wanted to live in. Maribell discovered that holiday decor can be both beautiful and manageable. By choosing lightweight, soft textures and avoiding overly heavy arrangements, seniors can enjoy festive touches that enhance the home rather than complicate it. Decor 4. Fast blinking lights. Maribell Sunnemoor remembers that December evening vividly. She had settled into her favorite armchair with a warm cup of cocoa, ready to watch a Hallmark movie she had been looking forward to all week. The tree in the corner, new that year, was strung with fast-blinking multicolored lights she thought would add sparkle to the room. At first, it was charming, twinkling and playful. But within minutes, Maribell felt a strange dizziness creeping in. Her head throbbed slightly, her eyes strained, and the cheerful atmosphere turned into subtle discomfort. Many seniors experience similar issues with flashing lights, including disorientation, headaches, or eye strain. For Maribell, the problem wasn't just physical. She had imagined the lights creating holiday magic, a rhythm to make the evenings cozy. Instead, the rapid flashes created tension, disrupting the calm she usually sought during long winter nights. Her cat, usually curled up beside her, shifted nervously, and even her favorite decorations seemed harsh under the constant flicker. The lights that were supposed to celebrate joy ended up creating unease. After that night, Maribell knew she needed a different approach. She replaced the fast-blinking strands with steady warm LEDs, choosing soft, golden tones that offered a gentle glow without overwhelming her senses. For corners needing extra ambience, she added flame-safe candles, their flicker natural and comforting. The difference was immediate. She could watch movies, read, or host friends without feeling drained. Her living room regained its sense of calm and safety, and even her cat returned to lounging contentedly nearby. Maribell discovered an emotional layer she hadn't expected. The steady light created a space where she could reflect on quiet memories of Christmas mornings past, letters delivered during her years as a postal worker, and soft snowfalls over Vermont rooftops. The glow felt like a gentle hug, a rhythm that matched her own pace rather than demanding attention. Holiday decor doesn't have to shout to be noticed. It only needs to create warmth and comfort. By choosing lighting that feels natural and consistent, seniors can transform their homes into spaces that welcome the holidays without stress. Maribell now enjoys her evenings fully, sipping cocoa beneath a gentle glow, and teases that Decor 5 shocked her in an entirely different way, because she realized she had bought it purely because she saw it online. Decor 5. Metal-forward minimalism. Maribell Sunnemoor had long admired the sleek, modern look of metal-forward minimalism, chrome, brushed silver, and polished steel accents that promised a clean, contemporary holiday aesthetic. One winter, she decided to try it herself, imagining her living room bathed in soft reflections and shimmering surfaces. At first, it looked striking. The gleam of ornaments, metallic candle holders, and silver ribbons made everything feel festive and upscale. But soon, the reality began to interfere with the comfort and warmth she cherished most. The cool metallic surfaces made her space feel sterile. Her beige couch and vintage rug seemed diminished, swallowed by sharp reflections that bounced light unpredictably. During darker winter evenings, the reflections caused subtle visual confusion, making her movements more cautious. She found herself adjusting lights constantly and stepping carefully around surfaces to avoid glare. Even the small reflective ornaments on the mantle seemed harsh, and the modern style that had promised elegance instead introduced tension into her home. Seniors, in particular, may find such reflective surfaces disorienting, especially during dim winter light when vision contrast is naturally reduced. Maribel's solution was simple but transformative. She shifted to gentle woods and soft metallic accents that diffuse light rather than reflecting it sharply. Wooden candle holders, brushed gold ornaments, and small natural wreaths added shimmer without overwhelming her senses. The warm tones highlighted her favorite furniture and cozy corners, creating a space that felt inviting, safe, and manageable for everyday living. Beyond practical benefits, the softer materials carried deep emotional resonance. The textures and muted metallics reminded her of winter walks in Vermont, the rough bark under her fingers, the quiet crunch of snow underfoot, and the warm glow of street lamps reflecting on icy rooftops. Her living room regained a gentle rhythm, where she could sip cocoa, read, or host visiting family without stress. The decor felt alive in a calming way, honoring both tradition and comfort. For seniors, Maribel's experience is a reminder. Elegance doesn't require stark metals or extreme minimalism. Soft metallics paired with warm woods create balance, celebrating the holidays while maintaining clarity, safety, and tranquility. It's a festive style that feels alive, personal, and deeply comforting without ever overwhelming the senses. Decor 6. Oversized wall letters. Maribell Sunnemoor had always admired the bold, graphic holiday decor she saw online. Oversized letters spelling believe, joy, or merry in shiny red or glittering gold. One year, she decided to try it herself, imagining a dramatic statement piece above her living room sofa. When the large Believe sign arrived, she mounted it on the wall and stepped back to admire her work. At first glance, it looked impressive, bold, festive, and on trend. But soon she noticed something unsettling. The oversized letters dominated the wall, making the room feel smaller. Her treasured family photos were overshadowed, nearly forgotten beneath the glare. Maribell realized quickly that what looked stylish in a catalogue did not translate to her cozy home. The letters, while striking, created imbalance. They drew the eye, leaving little room for the warmth of personal memories. For seniors, this is especially important. Spaces should honor comfort and familiarity, not just trendiness. A home should feel lived in and reflective of the life you've built. To solve the problem, Maribell created her memory gallery. Instead of one dominating piece, she curated a cluster of smaller holiday photos, interspersed with miniature ornaments and keepsakes that told a story. A tiny frame held a photo of her first snowy Christmas after retirement, another displayed her grandchildren decorating a mini tree, and small handcrafted items from neighbors' gifts added texture and warmth. The arrangement encouraged viewers' eyes to travel gently across the wall, lingering on each memory instead of fixating on a single oversized element. The effect was profound. Her living room felt larger, warmer, and more personal. The wall no longer imposed itself on the space, it invited reflection, conversation, and connection. Family and friends visiting would pause to ask about each photo, sparking stories and laughter that had been tucked away for years. Maribell noticed that the memory gallery didn't just decorate the room, it enriched it emotionally, creating a seasonal atmosphere that celebrated both the present and the past. For seniors, the lesson is clear. Oversized statement pieces can overwhelm a space and overshadow meaningful memories. By choosing smaller, thoughtfully arranged items, you honor your personal history, maintain a welcoming environment, and create decor that resonates deeply. The memory gallery transforms walls into living stories, where every glance reminds you of joy, love, and the quiet beauty of a life well lived. Decor 7. Large faux fur rugs and throws. Maribell Sunnemoor had always loved the look of large, plush faux fur rugs and throws. The softness promised winter warmth and luxury, and she imagined guests sinking their feet into velvety textures while sipping cocoa beside her fireplace. One chilly December morning, she unrolled a long faux fur runner along the hallway, excited to complete her decor. Within minutes, she realized the practical problems. The heavy rug was hard to shake out, the long fibers made it slippery on her hardwood floors, and even wrapped around her shoulders, the fur quickly became too warm. For seniors like Maribell, who tend to overheat more easily, this turned comfort into discomfort. The tipping point came when she slipped while carrying a small bundle of firewood. Though uninjured, the scare made her rethink the trend. She realized what looks indulgent online doesn't always translate safely into a lived-in senior home. Large faux fur pieces, while inviting, can be cumbersome, unsafe, and overwhelming, especially for those with limited mobility or sensitive joints. Maribell's solution was practical and inviting. She swapped the bulky fur for weighted knit throws and smaller non-slip area rugs. The knit throws provided cozy texture without excess heat, and their manageable size allowed her to drape them over armchairs or her sofa, softening the room. The non-slip rugs grounded the space visually while keeping her steps safe. Subtle textures like chunky weaves and gentle fringe created warmth without bulk. Emotionally, the change was transformative. The new setup allowed Maribell to relax safely, welcome her grandchildren, and maintain the seasonal charm she loved. She layered textures in soft creams, muted greens, and amber tones reflecting her Vermont winters, creating a room that felt festive and lived in. For seniors, the takeaway is clear. Oversized faux fur rugs can sacrifice safety and comfort for style. By choosing smaller, safer textiles, you preserve warmth and coziness while ensuring your home remains accessible and secure. Maribell's approach shows functional choices can still be beautiful, enhancing both the heart and the home. Decor 8. Layered holiday scents. Maribell Sunnemoor had always loved the idea of a home that smelled like Christmas. She imagined walking through her living room and being greeted by a symphony of seasonal scents: pine, cinnamon, vanilla, clove, and a hint of peppermint. One December, she decided to embrace this idea fully, layering multiple candles, essential oils, and simmering potpourri at the same time. At first, it seemed festive, but within minutes the combination became overpowering. Her cozy living room transformed into what she jokingly called a Christmas candle factory explosion. The overwhelming scent affected more than just her nose. Maribell noticed her headaches flared, and her grandchildren wrinkled their little noses as they tiptoed past the cloud of fragrances. For seniors, strong scents can be more than irritating, they can trigger discomfort, headaches, or even nausea. What seems delightful in a magazine or online can feel suffocating in a lived-in home, especially when multiple aromas compete for attention. To create a more balanced, comforting atmosphere, Maribell embraced the one soft scent per room rule. She selected a single gentle fragrance for each space, orange clove in the kitchen, peppermint in the entryway, and a subtle spruce in the living room. By keeping it simple, each scent could be appreciated without overwhelming the senses. She also swapped multiple candles for one high-quality diffuser or candle in a central spot, allowing the fragrance to circulate evenly rather than clash. Emotionally, the shift was soothing. Instead of feeling assaulted by competing aromas, Maribell could relax into the season. The gentle scent of orange clove reminded her of baking days with her mother. Peppermint evoked childhood memories of candy canes by the fireplace, and soft spruce connected her to Vermont forests blanketed in snow. These singular fragrances added warmth, comfort, and a sense of nostalgia without crowding the senses. For seniors, the lesson is clear: less is more when it comes to holiday scents. Multiple competing fragrances can create discomfort and diminish the joy of seasonal decor. By choosing one subtle, high-quality scent per room, you preserve comfort, evoke positive memories, and maintain a peaceful, welcoming home. Maribell's approach demonstrates that simplicity in fragrance can be just as festive and far more enjoyable than a barrage of holiday aromas. Decor 9. Complicated smart decorations. Maribell Sunnemoor had always been curious about the latest tech trends for Christmas. That year, she invested in app-controlled lights, smart wreaths, and motion-activated ornaments, imagining a perfectly synced holiday display that would amaze her grandchildren and friends. Excitedly, she unpacked each device and began the installation, envisioning a magical living room aglow with festive cheer. Almost immediately, problems arose. The lights refused to sync properly, blinking erratically or staying dim despite repeated resets. Smart wreaths sometimes activated on their own, startling her cat, and motion-activated ornaments triggered at odd intervals, creating more chaos than charm. Cords snaked across the floors, becoming trip hazards. What was supposed to be a seamless experience turned into a frustrating obstacle course, showing that complexity can outweigh convenience, especially in a senior home where mobility, safety, and simplicity matter most. After several stressful afternoons, Maribell replaced the complicated setup with a simple remote-controlled outlet she called her Easy Magic button. With one press, her favorite string of warm LED lights turned on, filling the room with a gentle glow. Cords were minimized, the setup was safe, and she could operate it without frustration. This small change restored both safety and the joy of decorating while allowing her to focus on creating memories rather than troubleshooting technology. Emotionally, the difference was striking. Maribell no longer felt anxious about tangled cords or malfunctioning devices. She could focus on arranging ornaments, draping garlands, and enjoying the soft illumination reminiscent of winters delivering holiday packages in Vermont. Her grandchildren could safely run and play, and Maribell could relax into the festive ambience she had imagined, savoring every moment of the season without worry. For seniors, the takeaway is clear: advanced technology can create stress rather than convenience. Choosing simple, reliable tools ensures safety, reduces frustration, and enhances holiday joy. Maribell's Easy Magic button proves minimal tech can deliver maximum happiness, keeping the home modern yet cozy, and preserving the warmth and peace that make the holidays special. And as she reflects on her decorating journey, she teases her next challenge, Decor 10, the one that quietly steals joy, unnoticed by most, but one she learned to conquer with wisdom, care, and a little creativity. Decor 10. Magazine-perfect mantles. Maribell Sunnemoor had always admired magazine spreads showing flawless holiday mantles, perfectly arranged candles, identical ornaments, and symmetrical greenery. One year, she tried to replicate the look exactly in her Vermont living room. She spent hours adjusting every piece to match the photos. When she finally stepped back, it looked stunning, almost unreal. Yet, as she sat in her favorite armchair, sipping cocoa, she felt a nagging emptiness. The space looked perfect, but it didn't feel like home. The mantle, though beautiful, belonged to someone else, a curated fantasy, not the story of her life. Maribell realized that magazine setups often prioritize aesthetics over warmth, history, or personality. For seniors, this distinction is meaningful. A mantle should evoke memories, comfort, and joy, not stress over perfection or the pressure to impress. Sterile perfection can overshadow family stories, heirlooms, and small treasures that carry decades of meaning. To create a more personal display, Maribell developed her story mantle. Instead of uniformity, she mixes one modern piece with cherished heirlooms: a wooden nutcracker from her grandson, a faded knitted stocking from her first solo Christmas, and a pine cone from her first winter hike. Each item tells a story, sparking memories and conversations. The combination of old and new transforms the mantle into a warm, inviting centerpiece rather than just a decorative statement. Emotionally, the story mantle changed how Maribell experienced the holidays. Each glance evokes nostalgia, pride, and connection. Friends visiting ask about each piece, prompting laughter and shared memories. The mantle no longer competes with the room for attention. It enhances the home's character, creating a comforting rhythm that reflects both her past and present. The takeaway is clear: magazine-perfect mantles can look impressive but often feel hollow. By focusing on personal treasures, meaningful heirlooms, and small touches of modern decor, seniors can create a display that feels lived in, not looked at. Maribell's story mantle shows that when a mantle tells your story, it brings warmth, joy, and a sense of home that no catalogue can replicate. Maribell Sunnemoor finally stepped back from the pressure of trends and perfection. After years of chasing magazine-perfect homes, she realized her joy came from warmth, safety, and personal connection. Slowly, she replaced items that were cumbersome or impersonal with pieces that told her story and created comfort for herself and visitors. Her living room transformed. Heavy garlands became light greenery with soft ribbons. Blinking lights turned into steady warm LEDs. Oversized trees were replaced with smaller heritage trees, decorated with heirlooms and mementos from family and community. Weighted knit throws and non-slip rugs made walking and sitting safe, while gentle scents like orange clove and spruce filled the air without overwhelming. Emotionally, the shift was profound. Decorating became storytelling, not competition. Every ornament and candle now had meaning, reflecting her life and memories rather than a glossy catalogue. Grandchildren laughed and lingered, friends admired the charm, and Maribell felt proud of a home that was unmistakably hers. For seniors, this shows that comfort, personalization, and safety matter more than trends. Each thoughtful choice creates a home where memories flourish, joy grows, and the holidays feel truly alive. Seniors have the right to decorate safely, warmly, and meaningfully. Your Christmas home doesn't need to follow the world, it just has to follow your story. Each small choice, one safer rug, one gentle light, one personal ornament, makes the holidays reflect you. Before you go, here's how to hype this video. Step 1. Scroll on the comment preview carousel until you see the hype button. Step 2. Tap hype. Step 3. Choose how many points to give. Smaller creators get a bigger bonus. Step 4. Confirm. Done. You get 3 free hypes each week, and each one helps more seniors discover this channel. Hype often and you might earn a Hype Star badge as a top supporter. Also, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Tap hype, hit like, and subscribe. Together, we can grow a community where seniors celebrate their own style, embrace comfort, and enjoy holidays that feel authentic, cozy, and joyful.